Is Hublot really that bad?
Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on blingy, she icy. Freeze, photo, please, no photos, no, G's, no, please.
Welcome back everyone to another episode, and today I have a watch here from a brand that's not really favored among seasoned collectors. The watch that I have here with me is from Hublot. It's the Big Bang Unico titanium white with the diamond bezel in 42 millimeters. Why did I actually go for this watch? Why am I doing this video? Well, basically, I wanted to see what the fuss is all about. Is it really that bad? Let's dive into the specs of the watch, because I think that it's very important to get that out of the way and to just have a clear view on what we're actually talking about. The watch has a case diameter of 42 millimeters. It has the in-house movement Unico 2 with 72 hours of power reserve. It has a flyback chronograph. It is 100 meters water resistant and has a rubber strap with a very, very cool and fast quick exchange mechanism. It has a skeletonized dial so you can see through the watch, which is also pretty interesting to me. Honestly, I like skeletonized watches. The watch also shows the date. Not really particularly necessary, but if you want a date, then, well, obviously you'll have a date here on the watch. It has an open case back so you can see the movement. So let's talk about the brand Hublot a little bit, and let's dive into deep why, what, and how come it's hated among so many collectors. So if we talk about Hublot, of course we have to mention Jean-Claude Biver. Jean-Claude Biver was the marketing genius behind the Hublot brand. And the claim he created was the art of fusion, making an actual watch that is different from what you've normally see in the watch industry. And what they wanted to do, they wanted to achieve a luxury sports watch that is definitely different. You've seen the Nautilus, you've seen the Royal Oak, and then you see a watch like this with a rubber strap. And you think to yourself, what is going on? Jean-Claude Biver managed to create this whole hype around the whole aspect of having a luxury sports watch on a rubber strap, and therefore creating the brand Hublot. Hublot is also famous for mixing and matching different kinds of materials with each other, all in line with their claim, the art of fusion, having used tons of different kinds of materials, either for the dials, for the straps, for the cases, and has nowadays become very fond of using sapphire as a case material, creating incredible pieces. I've seen some during Watches and Wonders and I was truly impressed. So why are Hublot watches so hated among collectors? Well, there are two things that I'd like to talk about. The one thing that I want to start with is obviously the price. And this is that price and what you get, they don't align. And one could argue that Hublot watches are overpriced. Then again, I think that especially other brands out there are also overpriced a little bit at least. And I don't think that this is a really valid argument. I think the secondary market shows the actual value of the watch and the market price of the watch. So therefore, if you want to buy an Hublot and if you think that it's good, then probably you should have a look at the secondary market. And that brings me to the sponsor of this video, Chronext. Without Chronext, I wouldn't be able to have access to these kinds of watches. Chronext is one of the leading platforms when it comes to buying used or new watches, and they have over 7,000 watches from 49 different kinds of brands. All of their watches are checked by their in-house watchmakers for authenticity, for correctness. They are also checked and repaired with original parts, and additionally you get 24 months of guarantee when purchasing a watch from Chronext. The other thing is that I personally really like is that you can have a Chronext watch delivered to any of their lounges worldwide and you don't have to pay for it. You can have it delivered to the lounge, go to the lounge, try the watches on. As I always say, you should try the watches on and then therefore can make a decision if you want the watch or not. If you want it, you can take it home from their lounge and then you will obviously have to pay. I also have a discount code for you that you can use when buying a watch from Chronext. Just type in my code Nikolaus. You will have all the links down in the description. So enjoy, and if you're looking for a new watch, then do check out Chronext. And the second thing, which I think is the more important aspect here, is the actual image that Hublot portrays and the actual people that they use for their whole marketing and for their imagery and the people they cater to. You get the feeling that they want people to show off the watches. They want people with a lot of wealth, a lot of luxury, with a very luxury intensive lifestyle to wear their watches. And maybe it wasn't the best choice of mine to pick this blingy, diamond bezeled Big Bang, but I thought that this is exactly what it's all about. I wanted to see, is it really that bad? And does it deserve the hate it actually gets? And from my perspective and from the whole aspect of the community, I do understand that catering to this wealthy lifestyle, showing off your luxury and showing off what you have and what others don't have, that's not a thing that I want to portray. And that's not a thing that I stand by. And definitely this is something that I think about before buying into a brand or actually purchasing products that I really like and that I value a lot. And this goes back to the whole aspects of values that the brands portray. And I do think that the watch itself is a great product. I do think that it sits awesome on the wrist. I had fun wearing it, to be honest. I really enjoyed it. But then again, having this at the back of my mind that I might be showing off, putting it out there, it's not something that I'd actually want to stand for. And I think that is the most important aspect why people do not like Hublot, because of this showing off of wealth, portraying the aspect of being better than someone else. And I think, that being said, this is something that they might need to fix. But other than that, what I like about the watch and why I really enjoyed it is I like the design. I really appreciate it. It is a sports watch that you can actually use. It has depth when you think and when you look into the dial. You see a lot of things. You can handle the watch. It's fun, actually. If it weren't for the price, I'd actually use this as a daily watch during summer, because you could actually really do something with it. You can go swimming with it, you can go diving with it, you can do a lot with it, and it really portrays the aspect of being a sports watch. It might be a bit too thick, yes, we could talk about that, but other than that, the rubber strap, the quick exchange mechanism, trying out different kinds of styles, having different kinds of colors, it actually makes for a fun watch. And I really enjoyed wearing it for the time that I had it. So to get back to the question I asked in the beginning, is it really that bad? The product itself is not. I think that the product actually is good. Honestly, I appreciate the watch for what it is. The people that create it, I really appreciate that. And in my opinion, they did a great job in creating a watch that is different from what you would normally see compared to what everyone else is wearing. The thing that is bad is the whole aspect of the image that is created with the product. I think that there is some work to be done in terms of getting seasoned collectors into the brand and moving away from the whole aspect of showing off wealth. But other than that, if you get a good deal on the watch, why not? And if you enjoy wearing something like this, if you enjoy the craftsmanship, why not? Who am I to judge you? For all those people out there that actually are interested in Hublot, there are great pieces out there. And one honorable mention that I want to put here is the Singapore Watch Club edition of the Classic Fusion. A fantastic piece that I had the pleasure of seeing on Marco Swiss Watch Gang's wrist, and also I actually also tried it on. It's an amazing product. It looks fantastic. That's the whole aspect of the brand, I think. This art of fusion, combining different kinds of materials, making something new. If you'd ask me if the watch is that bad, I'd say no. And if you ask me if I'd consider buying one, I'd say yes. Not for the whole image, Not for the whole thing that the brand stands for, but for the craftsmanship that I honestly really appreciate. Will I ever buy one? Well, we'll see. We'll have to figure it out sometime and someday. That being said, please don't forget to subscribe. And as always, if you feel like it, put a thumbs up. See you in the next episode. Bye-bye.